Hello, everyone.
We are very much excited to see you all here this afternoon.
Yeah, we're more than happy to welcome you all in our second Community Day event with ulap.org focusing on Amazon Web Services.
Yes, so ulap.org is a for purpose, non stock, non-profit organization providing scholarship, pro bono, professional training, and community events.
Yeah, we help underrepresented STEM students kickstart a career in cloud, data, and technology. Know more about us through our site, ulap.org, and from our socials, ulap@ulap.org.
Yes, so I am Kriza, a software engineer recently engaged in developing cloud native apps and an ulap.org volunteer.
Yeah, and I am Vandolf, a program manager of a French tech startup based in Paris, France, and I am the community lead of this event. How are you, Krisa?
I'm doing good. Just a moment ago, it was raining, so it's good that it stopped right when we started.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's really a typhoon season, I guess, in the Philippines.
Yeah,
Especially where the province I came from, you always experience typhoon. But good thing the weather is getting better in your side, right?
yeah, it is. It is. So, this event would not be possible without our partners and volunteers of ULAP, headed by our founders, Michelle and Marilag. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we thank also our premium sponsors of this event. Yeah, we thank Alibaba as well as DWise.
Mhm. And also our event partners this afternoon, which is AWS User Group Philippines and AWS.
Yeah, and we're very much thankful to our event partners for making this into reality. And let's have a quick overview of what we're going to expect this afternoon there.
Yep. So for our program in the first part, we're just going to have a little talk about AWS certifications and career path, and then AWS technologies. And then we're going to have two demo projects given to us by two of our speakers.
Yeah, and we will also be joined by experts from the different areas from Amazon Web Service, from the academy, and from AWS practitioners through our panel discussion. And do not leave right away because at the end we have some surprises with you. The Amazon Web Services User Group Philippines will be giving us a games. It's an exciting game, and you're going to receive reward right after them, right
Yeah.
after the Amazon Web Service game, right, Krisa?
Yes, exactly. So stay tuned.
And let's. The demand curve for cloud computing services continues to flourish and is a critical element in different businesses.
Yes, and one of the most popular cloud service providers is Amazon Web Services.
Yeah, and let's get to know more about the certifications and career path in AWS with our first speaker, Cal Matthew Tanchura.
Yep. So Kyle is a technical trainer from AWS, and he currently holds 5 AWS certifications. He helps customers be equipped with necessary skills and knowledge to build solutions on the cloud.
Let's now have on stage Cal Matthew Chanchua. Hi, Kyle. Is
Hello.
Cal already here?
Hey.
Yep, hello, hello.
How are you?
Doing well. How about you guys?
Yeah, we're doing very great. Yeah,
Mhm.
we're very much happy to have you on board, and we're very much excited to know more about the different career paths entailed with Amazon Web Services, right, Krisa?
Yes, that's right. So we would very much just love to put you on the spotlight, and then you can go ahead and talk about it.
Thank you, thank you. So let me just share my screen. Yep. Um, so welcome aboard, and thank you for the introduction. Yep, my name is indeed Kyle Chua. I am a technical trainer from AWS. I am also based in the Philippines, and essentially my responsibility is well explained. I deliver trainings to customers all over the world, but mostly here in the Philippines. All right. And today I will be sharing with you AWS training, certification, and career path. Now, cloud technologies have been very essential in transforming organizations at a very rapid pace. And people who hold cloud skills are very in demand, especially in our industry today. How AWS training and certification team helps you is that we are motivated in building your competence, confidence, and credibility with practical cloud skills that helps you to innovate and advance in your careers. So essentially, our team is dedicated in providing relevant trainings to equip our customers with the necessary knowledge to partake in day-to-day cloud operations. But more so, we are also motivated in helping you to prepare, get AWS certified. But before we talk about AWS certifications, let's understand the value as to why we even need to get certified. Well, essentially, when you are holding AWS certifications, you are able to validate and demonstrate that you have the expertise to perform cloud tasks, right? And in the cloud, we do offer you, in AWS specifically, we do offer you with a wide array of certifications that is depending on your roles, specialties, but essentially any interest that you might have in the cloud, right? So you'll be able to select among those certifications, and later on, we will be discussing different certifications and what might be the right path for you. When you get AWS certified, you are not only validating your skills, but you are receiving a top and in-demand certification that is sought after in the industry. But moreover, later on, as we discuss those certification options, we will see that we do offer you different levels of certification. You can start from the foundation, move on to associate, progress in the professional, and then specialize in the specialty certification. So essentially, we do allow you to progress to different levels of certifications, which again will highlight your depth of knowledge in the AWS cloud. But not only that, you're also enabling yourself to progress in your careers. And finally, because you have equipped yourselves with the necessary knowledge to validate your skills, you should also have the necessary knowledge to perform your tasks and jobs better and with more confidence. All right? So these essentially are the 5 reasons as to why you want to be certified. And in this slide, we are showing you the available AWS certifications as well as the path. So as we can see here, our certifications are categorized into 4 categories: the foundational, associate, professional, and the specialty. So when you are starting your journey in AWS, it's a good idea that you take or pass the foundational level certification. And in that foundational category, we have the AWS Cloud Practitioner. Cloud Practitioner is essentially emphasizing your knowledge on what the cloud is and what the value of cloud brings into organizations. So really, this is the basic of AWS and cloud in general. Once you have passed that, ideally you would have passed that, you can then move on to more associate level certifications. And associate level certifications emphasizes your skill that you have necessary knowledge to partake in some operations in the cloud. Now, in the associate category, we first have the AWS Solutions Architect Associate. That will demonstrate your ability to design and build systems for the cloud, right? For the operations aspect, we have the SysOps Admin Associate, and that would highlight your skill in operating and managing cloud-based systems. And finally, in the associate category, we have the Developer Associate, and that again would highlight your ability to be able to develop applications that are built and designed for the cloud. Now, once you have gained some experience, ideally 2 years of cloud experience, once you have passed those associate level certifications, we will then be able to move on to our professional level certifications. And in here, it is expected that you have a much more in-depth experience and knowledge in the cloud. So once you have passed the Solutions Architect Associate, you will then be allowed to take the Solutions Architect Professional, which again is taking up a notch, but again, highlighting a more in-depth skills in terms of designing and building systems in the cloud that are secure, scalable, and reliable. And once you have passed the operations and the developer certifications, you are then allowed to take the DevOps engineer. And that would be including, highlighting your skills to use the continuous integration and continuous pipeline tools that is provided in the AWS cloud in order to automate the process of developing and deploying applications in the cloud. If you're looking to be subject matter experts, we also offer these specialty certifications, which includes networking, data analytics, database, machine learning, and security, right? So I believe our certifications are quite self-explanatory in terms of the career opportunities that you may have. For example, if you are a fresh graduate, or if you are a college graduate and you just want to partake in a cloud career, personally, as I was joining AWS, I was able to pass the cloud practitioner certification, which again will highlight that you have the basic knowledge of the AWS cloud. So if you are a fresh graduate or if you are looking to shift careers onto AWS, a good starting point would be to pass the cloud practitioner. However, if you want to highlight a specific skill, all right, the solutions architect associate will allow you to partake in opportunities such as cloud architects, solutions architects, cloud consultants, cloud engineers, and so on. So essentially, any role that is partaking in the design and building of cloud systems, right? So once you have that infrastructure in place, it's also important that within the organization, there are people who are looking to operate, manage, and maintain those cloud infrastructures. So if you're interested in those type of roles, for example, system admins, system managers, IT managers, IT inventory managers, and so on, essentially anything that deals with the operation and maintenance of systems, then you might be interested in passing the SysOps Admin Associate, which will be highlighting those skills. All right. But if you are, for example, a software engineer, right, and you want to be able to demonstrate that you have the necessary skills to develop cloud-based applications, then as the name suggests, the developer certification may be the right one for you. All right. Once you have started your career in the cloud and you've gained enough experience, again, ideally 2 years, then you should be able to move on to professional level certifications. But do note that there are some prerequisites in order for you to take these professional level certifications. All right. The Solutions Architect Professional, you would need to pass the Solutions Architect Associate. Whereas for the DevOps Engineer Professional, you would need to pass both SysOps and the Developer certification. And again, this is just taking it to the next level, but essentially both of these certifications still remain in their category. Solutions Architect still deals with the design and the building of cloud infrastructure, but possibly you are now, the manager or the project manager within the organization. For DevOps, this is quite specific. This is one of the up and coming technologies in IT, essentially. And basically, this deals with the ability to design continuous integration, continuous deployment pipelines in the cloud. And again, if you're looking to pursue a role wherein it is subject matter experts, then we have the specialty certifications for those things, all right? Which includes the networking, data analytics, database, machine learning, as well as security, right? So really interesting stuff. And later on, I will be showing you a resource that may help you in deciding which path you should be taking based on your roles, projects, or basically based on your interests. Okay? So those are our certifications. Now, it's important to be aware of the certifications, but it's also important to understand how to prepare and pass those certifications. Now, in preparing for an AWS certification, it's a good idea to be able to read some exam guides, sample questions, study the AWS white papers, frequently asked questions, and especially the service documentations. These resources will greatly help you and give you a better chance in passing the exam. But more than just learning the theories of AWS services, it's also ideal that you gain hands-on experience. So AWS training and certification does provide you with self-paced labs that are open to everyone and is free of charge in most cases. So later on, I'll be showing you that link. And finally, AWS training and certification is also providing you with trainings that can help you better achieve or pass these certifications. Now, if you're looking to learn more about AWS certifications, you'll be able to visit aws.amazon.com/certifications in order to get more information. Okay? So when you visit that page, you should be redirected here, right? Where in this page, you have the ability to schedule an exam as well as prepare for an exam, right? So let's explore preparation for an exam. So as mentioned, we do have 3 categories of certification, and depending on what you're interested in taking, you'll be able to explore and learn more about that certification. As mentioned, as a good starting point, Cloud Practitioner Essentials may be a good idea. So we look through the foundational level AWS certifications for a cloud practitioner, and in here you'll be able to download the exam guide and sample questions. Okay, so here's the exam guide, everything that you need to know about the cloud practitioner essentials. What do we expect? What is the recommended experience? What are the scopes and the domains of the exam, and so on. All right. We also provide you with ample number of sample questions, only 10, just to help you review and get the feel of what the questions may look like coming into the exam. All right. In the same page, you'll be able to explore relevant AWS trainings, which we'll look into later on, relevant documentations, exam readiness trainings, as well as taking a practice exam. Now, when taking up a certification exam here in the Philippines, because we are still, in the middle of the pandemic season, we are actually offering you to take these exams online at the comfort of your home, right? So if you're looking to take the exam right now, you're able to do so at the comfort of your homes. All right? Right. Now, speaking of the trainings that we do offer, this aims to equip you with the necessary knowledge to have cloud skills. But moreover, this is also aiming to prepare you for certification exams. Now, we do offer our trainings in 2 forms, either classroom or digital training. Classroom is where this is an instructor-led training, right? This is a live class training. Previously, before the pandemic, we would be doing this face-to-face, but now we're also conducting this virtually. And classroom trainings can be delivered by AWS, we ourselves, or our AWS training partners. And we do have a robust network of training partners. But if you are not able to attend these classroom trainings, by the way, most of our classroom trainings are paid courses, and most of them are 3-day courses. If you're unable to commit to classroom trainings, then we do also offer you with AWS digital trainings. So these are self-paced, on-demand digital trainings that will be easily accessible over at our online digital platform. These digital trainings are also provided by either AWS or by our training partners. Now, exploring our AWS classroom trainings, right? Essentially, what you would see here are the same things that would prepare you for this certification. So for the introductory level courses, we have the AWS Technical Essentials, right? This is going to be equipping you with the foundational knowledge of the cloud, as well as a glimpse of the technical aspect of AWS. Now, after being able to attend that, you should be able to move on to intermediate level courses. And these are 3-day courses that are paid for. And we also give you hands-on lab experience. And depending on the career or certification path that you're looking to take, we also have corresponding courses for those. And that would include architecting, developing, and systems operations on AWS. Now, once you're able to attend those courses, again, these are paid for, moving on to advanced courses, which are also 3-day courses and are also paid for. And we'll also be giving you hands-on activities to gain hands-on experience. And that would include advanced architecting on AWS, which will prepare you for the equivalent skills to pass the solutions architect professional. DevOps engineer on AWS, which is again aiming to prepare or give you equivalent skills as a DevOps professional on AWS. And finally, the security operations on AWS. Now, if you're again looking to be subject matter experts, we also offer specialty courses, which ranges from migrating to AWS, big data, and data warehousing on AWS. Okay, so if you're interested in attending these courses or training your organization, feel free to contact AWS. Later on, I'll show you a contact email that you can reach out to if you are looking to inquire about these classroom trainings, if you're looking to attend or train your organization. However, again, if you're unable to commit to these classroom trainings, we do offer you digital training. And these digital trainings can be accessed at aws.training, right? You can use your browser or your mobile phones, which gives you access to over 500 free digital training courses. All right? So let's go to aws.training. So when you visit aws.training, you'll be redirected to this page, right? Where you'll be able to create an account for free. So create an account. Once you've created an account, you should be able to sign in. All right, and now you're in this page. Now in the AWS.training, this is again our training digital platform where you'll be able to have access to our on-demand trainings as well as manage your certifications. Now, if you're looking to explore those free trainings, you can go to the learning library and explore your options. You'll be able to choose based on the roles that you're interested in, the skill level that you're looking to attain, a specific domain that you want to learn, right? There's a lot of domains. If you want to take training partners, we also have that. We also have that option here, as well as choosing the language, which most probably you'll be choosing it in English, right? So again, over 500 free on-demand trainings. And personally, what I would suggest is that if this is your first time to, to dip your toes in the AWS cloud, the ideal training to take would be Cloud Practitioner. Right? This is always a good starting point. So AWS Cloud Practitioner Essentials, specifically this one, an e-learning that is a total of 6 hours, and that will teach you all of the basics that you need to know about the cloud and AWS. Okay, this is again the good starting point if you are just starting your exploration and journey in the cloud. Okay, but again, through the AWS.training platform, you have access to a wide array of learnings and on-demand trainings. Right. But if those options are too overwhelming for you, 500 plus is a lot, and you want to be able to tailor fit based on your role, interest, or solutions that you want to build, then you'll be able to visit this page, aws.amazon.com/training/learnabout, so that you can start your learning based on your role, solution, or interest. So visiting this page, you'll be redirected here where you'll be able to explore your training. First of all, you'll be able to explore training based on a role that you're interested in. Again, architecting usually deals with designing systems. Cloud Practitioner is giving you the cloud fundamentals and best practices. Developer is allowing you to pursue developer roles, so software engineers, UI engineers, and so on. DevOps engineer is more of the CI/CD workflow within industry. So this is the design, deploy, and diagnose any deployment issues, machine learning, as well as operations. So depending on the role that you're interested in, let's say, for example, you are interested in the architected related roles. So you can click on explore, and we will give you suggestions as to what courses you may want to look to attend in order to be an architect on AWS, right? You'll be able to choose a course. These are the get started course. You might want to start with Cloud Practitioner Essentials, architecting on AWS, prepare yourselves to pass the associate level certifications, and so on. Now, once you have achieved this first layer of training, you then will be able to dive deeper and attend advanced architecting on AWS, architecting on AWS Accelerator, or prepare yourself for the solutions architect professional certifications, and so on, right? So this is where we tailor fit the courses that we offer to suit the role, solution and interested that you're looking to pursue in the cloud. Okay, so we're going back. Not only are you able to learn by role, but you're also be able to learn based on the solution that you're looking to build. So if you're looking to design networks, data analytics, databases, gaming, machine learning, media services, security, and storage, we also have learning paths for those options. Okay, so everything really is streamlined and prepared for you. You simply need to know what role or interest you are looking to pursue, and you should be good to go. Okay, so once you have attended some trainings or once you have passed some AWS certifications, you should then be able to leverage those as a demonstrations that you do have cloud skills. And so now let's explore some career opportunities at AWS. So in order to explore jobs at Amazon, visit amazon.jobs. Okay, so in here, we are able to find the jobs that we are interested in pursuing in Amazon in general. So not just AWS, but Amazon in general, even our e-commerce department. All right. So let's say, for example, you are looking to be solutions architect. You are able to explore jobs here in the Philippines. All right. So these are the current job openings that we have in relation to solutions architect here in the Philippines. Right. Quite a lot. Again, in order to be able to apply to these jobs, or rather a good prerequisite to be able to have a better chance of getting this job or getting this role is to have the necessary certifications to back up your experience and knowledge. Right? Very easy, very streamlined process on how to apply and get started in careers at AWS. For my fellow fresh graduates, right, I would highly suggest you to pursue a role in TechU. So the Amazon TechU program is essentially our graduate program who will provide the fresh graduates the necessary trainings for us to be prepared to tackle on real world customers, right? Obviously, we do not have prior working experience, all right? And if you're a fresh graduate, you will be eligible to partake in our TechU program. Personally, I am a graduate of the TechU program. I've gone through a rigorous 6-month training that has equipped me with the necessary AWS skills for me to face my customers, right? And earn trust. Again, good idea if you are a fresh graduate, but unfortunately, I don't think we have a TechU opening right now because I think the program has just started. Usually, there'll be a TechU offering by the Burr months, by October, November, December, and so on. Okay? So anticipate that if you ever find an opening at TechU and you're a fresh graduate, then do explore this option. Okay? But again, careers on the cloud is highly dependent on the certifications that you have achieved. And with the learning path, you should be able to explore careers based on the roles and solutions that you're looking to pursue. All right? And with that effectively concludes my presentation. Really a brief overview of AWS training, certifications, and career opportunities at AWS. Now, if you're looking to explore the links that I've shown you, I'll give you the opportunity to take a screenshot of these relevant links to explore AWS certifications, the training digital platform, learning paths. If you want to perform self-paced labs, we also have that open access to everyone. And if you want to explore careers at AWS, go to amazon.jobs. Right? So I'll give you a few minutes to screenshot this relevant links. Right? We should be good to go. And with that, I thank you all for attending and listening to this presentation. I do hope that you have much more of an awareness of how to prepare for certifications, what are the certifications that we actually offer, and the importance of passing these certifications to opening up your careers and extending your career opportunities. Once again, my name is Kyle Chua, technical trainer in AWS. If you are looking to reach out to me, feel free to send me an email at chukyle@amazon.ph, or you can connect to me through LinkedIn. You can find me at Kyle Chua. If your organization is looking to train your employees, then you can contact our training BDM, Angel Bautista, at bautang@amazon.ph. You can inquire to her about any AWS trainings that we offer for organizations. And with that, that effectively concludes my presentations. Thank you all. Thank you for inviting me today. Have a good one. And hopefully everyone is still excited for what's upcoming in this event. All right. Thank you all. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you so much, Kyle, for sharing this little roadmap of certifications offered by AWS. I'm sure our participants are now enlightened about the different career paths they can take with the cloud, more specifically with AWS. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me as well. Yep. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tanya. I hope for all the students watching out there, you have already a glimpse of how you're going to charter your path, and as well as those who are career shifters who are really looking for a career shift in cloud computing. I guess this is really very insightful for all of us, especially for us who are interested in the careers in tech. Yeah, knowing it is already a good start, but the game begins when they are already ready to subscribe to the program and courses. Thank you so much, Kyle.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, at this moment we're moving now to our next speaker, where we're going to talk about overview of AWS technologies with our speaker Richard Agbay from AWS User Group Philippines.
Yeah, so Richard Agbay is a principal database administrator with more than 15 years of industry experience and a demonstrated history of working in the computer software industry, specializing in cloud, data, and DevOps technologies. He is also certified in AWS, Azure, Snowflake, and Terraform.
Yes, may we now have on stage Richard? Yes, Richard is already here. Hello, Richard.
Hi.
How are you
Hi,
doing?
Van. Hi, Krisa. Good, good.
Yeah,
Right.
thank you so much
How are
for joining us. Yes, we're all good. Yeah, we're very much excited to know more about AWS technologies, have a glimpse of it, what it's really all about. I know everyone in the tech side already knows it, but a lot Filipino youth, particularly, and also career shifters, are very much interested to know more about AWS technologies. And we're very much excited to hear you and to have a glimpse as well with AWS technology.
Yes. So you can go ahead and take the stage.
Okay. Thank you, Van. Thank you, Krisa. So yeah, thank you for Kyle. A very insightful topic earlier. So yeah, and thank you for ulap.org for having me here. So just to again introduce myself, I'm Richard Bay, principal database administrator at Safeway Philtech. I'm an AWS certified professional since 2019. I have 4 certifications, and also a recently community leader for AWS User Group Philippines. Just started this year. Also an AWS community builder. So in this session, we'll be talking about AWS technology or technologies. So, but first, let's start with this question: what is AWS? As mentioned earlier by Van, that AWS is not really is something new to some students or some professionals who are shifting. So, what is AWS? So, AWS is the world's most comprehensive and predominantly used secure cloud computing platform. So if we will look at this Gartner report 2020 Magic Quadrant for cloud infrastructure and platform services, it's very clear that AWS is the top leader, and AWS boasts a cloud share of around 32%. So what's the why is this very important? So if you look at 32% cloud share, market cloud share, imagine that 1 out of 3 websites or apps that you are visiting or using is hosted in AWS. So that's really a big deal there. And AWS success did not happen overnight. So if you'll just have a brief history of AWS to get a better appreciation of what they do, you will see that AWS is the one who pioneered the cloud computing platform. So they started at 2002, and it was initially introduced as a as a standalone and reusable modules, especially for their internal development team in the year 2002. And in 2004, there was this first public acknowledgement of AWS. So there's a blog post that emerged, a blog post by Jeff Barr, hinting for what is to come for AWS or Amazon Web Services. So the first infrastructure service that was launched for public usage was Amazon Simple Queue Service, or SQS. So it's a fully managed message queuing service that enables you to decouple applications and distributed services. And in 2006, they relaunched with three public pay-as-you-go services with Simple Storage Service, or S3, Elastic Compute Cloud, or EC2, and SQS as a pay-as-you-go model. And 2020, just last year, they surpassed the 45 billion US dollars revenue. And this year, they have over 200 services. And by just first quarter of 2021 alone, they had a revenue of 13.5 billion US dollars. And because of this, users and companies already migrated or on their journey to move to the cloud, especially on AWS Cloud, because it gives them certain advantages, especially in their infrastructure, in their customer service. So what are the advantages of AWS Cloud? So first advantage is security. So AWS Cloud is designed and architected to be the most flexible and secured cloud computing platform, satisfying the most stringent security requirements, especially those governing bodies. So that's why enterprises and governments are using AWS Cloud because of its security. And another advantage is AWS's experience. So with more than 15 years of experience as a pioneer of cloud computing platform, so they bring unmatched reliability, security, performance, and maturity in implementation that you can depend on, especially for those mission critical applications. And another advantage of AWS Cloud is flexibility. Users can choose their preferred operating system, Windows or Linux. They can choose their storage size, storage performance, the type of database or databases that their application requires, or they can choose their favorite programming language in developing in AWS. And another advantage of AWS Cloud is ease of use. So users and companies can securely, easily, and quickly host applications. If you go back way before the cloud has been introduced, the on-prem, if you need to produce or you need to deploy a certain application and it requires specific hardware, there's the process of procurement, and that sometimes takes a lot of time, even months, before you can have the hardware. And then from there, you can just start the development. And so it takes a lot of time. But because of AWS Cloud or cloud in general, there's this ease of use. And with pay-as-you-go model, it brings the cost, especially the initial cost in developing in the infrastructure. So it's really a great advantage. I always mention pay-as-you-go model, and sometimes there's this question. Maybe one of our grandmothers or grandfathers would like, what is the cloud? What is AWS Cloud? So if you look at the analogy of having the electrical utility that we use, if you need electricity, if you need electricity, basically you need a power plant. You need to lay down the wires, going to your house. So if you don't use the pay-as-you-go model, like in the cloud, you need to set up the whole infrastructure to have that electricity. But gladly, we have that pay-as-you-go model with our utility bills, where we just use the specific, we just pay for the specific usage that we have. So, example, you just use a server for just 4 hours. You just pay for that 4 hours of usage. So that's a pay-as-you-go model, and it provides ease of use and provides advantage to especially those who are using AWS Cloud. And another advantage is scalability. So you can easily scale up. That means you can increase the specs of the server, the hardware configuration, or you can scale down, decrease it based on the requirement, based on the need, based on the existing usage that you're experiencing. Or you can scale out, meaning you can deploy multiple servers in a cluster, or scale it based again on your utilization. And another great advantage of AWS is there. It's its global network of AWS regions. If you look at this map of AWS Global Infrastructure, you can see that the AWS cloud spans at 81 availability zones within 25 geographic regions around the world. It has 218 plus edge locations and 12 regional edge caches. They also announced some plans to have 21 more availability zones and 7 more AWS regions in Australia, India, Indonesia, Israel, Spain, Switzerland, and UAE, or United Arab Emirates. So global infrastructure means companies around the world can use AWS and bring their services near to where the customers are. And this is a great advantage. That's why there are global companies that use AWS as service. So example of those, there are a number of companies, but these are just an example. We have Netflix, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, the one that we're familiar also, Lalamove, and here in the Philippines, we have Globe as one of AWS's customers. Okay, so yes, AWS has a lot of customers. So what do these customers use in AWS? So we will look into the AWS services offerings of basically AWS service offerings. So if you will log into the AWS console, you will see that there are different or a number of categories or AWS service domains. Some in this screen, you can see that we have analytics, blockchain, we have compute, containers, database, dev tools, machine learning, quantum tech, robotics, satellite servers, serverless, storage, VRNAR, to name a few. Okay, so we have 26 service categories with over 200 services under them. And yes, it's very time consuming to discuss everything, and no one, I believe, no one knows all the services very masterfully. Okay, so we'll just be tackling over the AWS technologies or services that which are the core services for AWS. So earlier I mentioned about EC2. So it's one of the services that went public, and it is the AWS one of the AWS Compute offerings. So we have EC2, which is AWS Elastic Compute Cloud. So this one provides secure, elastic, and resizable compute capacity in the cloud. So this one gives you the option to choose the operating system, the CPU, the RAM, the disk sizes, the network interface configuration, and you manage these servers. So that's the advantage of having AWS EC2. And then we have AWS Lambda as one of the AWS compute offerings. So for Lambda, this is the serverless compute service that lets you run code using your favorite language, maybe Python, C#, Node.js, without provisioning or managing any servers. So this is the advantage of having Lambda. And another compute offering is Amazon Lightsail. Lightsail is an easy-to-use virtual private server that offers you everything you need to build an application or website. And the cost is predictable because it gives you a monthly plan. Yeah, that's Amazon Lightsail. And we have AWS Elastic Beanstalk. So AWS Elastic Beanstalk is an easy-to-use service for deploying and scaling your web applications and services. So you basically just simply upload your code, and Elastic Beanstalk will automatically handle the deployment, the capacity provisioning, load balancing, auto scaling, and application health monitoring. So that's the advantage of having or using AWS Elastic Beanstalk as the AWS Compute service. And another offering that we have is AWS Storage offerings, so or AWS Storage Services. So we have S3 or AWS Simple Cloud Storage. So S3 is basically the storage for your applications. So where you can store pictures, videos, data also, backups. Okay, so you can point your applications uh, to the videos or pictures that are hosted in S3, and it offers object durability of 99.9999 okay percent, so or 11 nines as they shorten it. So when you say it's 11 nines of durability, it means that even with 1 billion objects, you would likely go 100 years without losing a single one. So that's how durable the S3 storage is. And we also have Amazon Elastic Block Storage or EBS. So it's an easy to use high performance block storage service designed for the use with Amazon EC2. So this is the one this is a service that you mount in EC2 so that you can use it for storage, for example, for your database, which are hosted in EC2. Okay. And then also we have Amazon S3 Glacier. So S3 Glacier is a secure, durable, and extremely low cost Amazon S3 storage class. So this one is used for data archiving or long-term backups. And another storage offering, and in one of the storage offerings, okay, there are a number, okay, we're just giving you some samples. Another one is EFS or Elastic File System. So this one provides a simple Elastic File System that lets you share file data without provisioning or managing storage. So this one is used if you want shared storage between EC2 instances, for example, or between services. Yeah, that's AWS storage offerings. And of course, we also have one of the core service offerings of AWS is AWS database offering. So we have Amazon Relational Database Service or RDS. So if there's a requirement for you to use MS SQL or Microsoft SQL or Oracle, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, MySQL. So Amazon RDS is the service that you are looking for. So it covers all the relational databases that you require. And then we have also Amazon DynamoDB. So DynamoDB is a NoSQL key value store. So if that's your requirement or use case is for gaming, especially if the latency is a big deal in your application. So DynamoDB is a NoSQL database for you. And also we have Amazon Redshift. Amazon Redshift is a cloud data warehouse on AWS. And Amazon Elasticache as well we have. So it's an in-memory managed caching service. If you need caching in your application, you can use Amazon Elasticache. So as you can see, these are the core AWS database, AWS service offerings: the compute, the storage, and the database. And there are also a number of AWS innovative services. Just to name a few, we have under serverless and containers. As mentioned, there's Lambda. And for serverless, we also have the Amazon Elastic Container Service if you want to host containers. Also, we have Elastic Kubernetes Service or EKS for container orchestration. For AI and ML, we have SageMaker. So it's a fully managed ML service that helps you prepare, build, train, and deploy high-quality machine learning models very fast without having any previous experience. That's really cool. So, and also we have the data analytics services, Kinesis, if you need a data streaming service. If you need Hadoop service, we have EMR or Elastic MapReduce. For business intelligence and reporting, we have QuickSight for that. And also we have IoT services that you can use, especially if you're developing Internet of Things services. And for one of the innovation that they have is quantum computing. So we have Amazon bracket for that. And another one that I would like to mention is the satellites. Okay, satellites category. So under satellites category, we have ground station. So it's a fully managed service that lets you control satellite communications, process data, and scale your operations without having to worry about building or managing your own ground station infrastructure there. And you can see innovation and being customer centric is in the core of AWS as a company. And most of this stems from the customer request and the innovation that's required from AWS. And we are also excited with all the innovation that AWS has. And in AWS reInvent 2020, they launched a number of services. So there are a lot of services that they mentioned there. So I'll just mention a few. So here you can see that they launched during the reInvent 2020 the Amazon EC2 Mac instances. So if you require development and testing on a Mac, you can provision a Mac instance under EC2. So that's going to be useful, especially for those kind of requirements. They also launched AWS Panorama, which is an ML or machine learning appliance and software development kit that allows the organization or companies to bring the computer vision or CV to their on-premise premises cameras. So here you can see that this is an appliance where you can install it in your on-prem, and there you have that machine learning capability already on-prem. And third is Babelfish, which enables Amazon RDS Aurora to understand commands from application written for Microsoft SQL Server. So these usually used for easy migration to Amazon Aurora. And also, as they innovate, as they improve the customer experience, they also improve the billing or the costing in using the AWS services. So here you can see we have Lambda 1 millisecond billing. So it's previously 100 millisecond billing, and now it's 1 millisecond. So it provides savings on almost 70% of Lambda serverless use case. So it's really exciting. As you can see that what AWS is building, especially with the pace of innovation that they have. It's hard to catch up with all the updates, with all the innovation that AWS brings on the table. But the fact that you are here, this is a great start for you. So that's gonna end with that services. And yes, AWS is here to stay, and it's a really a refresher, the one that Kyle talked. If you want to learn AWS, there's an abundance of resources available, and so it's not a problem. It's not a problem for resources, but we would like to solve the problem by trying to cultivate the passion for learning. So try to cultivate the passion for learning. Try to experiment on AWS. AWS provides a very generous free tier because AWS professionals are high in demand, are highly paid, especially the AWS certified ones. So thank you, everyone. That's an overview of AWS technologies. So if you have any questions, you can reach me on LinkedIn. That's all. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much for that. It is very interesting to learn that AWS has a great amount of services, more than 200. And it's definitely a lot, and I'm sure it's still growing now, like you've mentioned, with the innovation services offered, right? So I'm sure like our participants might be thinking that this is very overwhelming, but from what I can hear, that just means that you have a lot of options and many things to learn. So thank you so much for joining us and sharing a glimpse of AWS core service offerings.
All right. Thank you so much, Richard. We know
Thank you.
already our participants or those who are watching live right now, they've been already, a glimpse what are the technologies and the need really is to create the culture of growth mindset and lifelong
Yeah.
learning. There's so much things to learn. When so much things to learn, you're going to earn a lot as well. Particularly careers in cloud computing is a high
Yeah.
paying job right now as long as you get yourself certified, as long as you get acquainted with the new technologies and have the capacity to learn, because technology has been evolving very quickly. The pandemic proved it to us as well. And with that,
True.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Richard.
you.
Yeah, see you around. Okay, now we're going to move like a scene action. What Richard just presented are the theory. Now let's see in action how these technologies are happening in real time. Let's now have Rafael Jambalos to give us a demo project about AWS technologies.
Yes. So Rafael Jambales is a full stack web developer with a strong focus on back end development and managing cloud infrastructure. In his free time, he writes about developing web applications and getting them up and running on the cloud. So, welcome, Rafael.
Welcome, Rafael.
Hi. Hi,
Hello.
everyone. Hi,
Good
Vandolph and Krisa.
evening.
Can you hear
Hi,
me?
Rafael. How are you?
Hello. Yeah, just fine. Yeah, excited for today.
That's good.
Yeah, thank you so much. And let's now give you the stage. I know everyone's already excited. They want to see already in real time, in real action, what are really Amazon Web Services can do and how it's
Mhm.
done. Yeah.
Thank you so
Take
much.
it
Yeah,
away.
thank you. So yeah, for this talk, no, I'll just share my screen first. But a little bit of introduction on the topic. No, it's actually discussing a bit of a hot topic right now. No, with what Chard mentioned, on serverless. So I'll be discussing about deploying and development with serverless, and then we'll also have a short demo. Yeah, so that's my topic. No, developing and deployment with serverless. So thank you for having me, guys. Yeah, so just a quick run through of the agenda. No, so first we have a quick pass of the serverless concepts and terms. Then I'll talk to you about the serverless challenge and how you can participate later on. And then let's dive into the code. So a little something about myself. I'm Rafael Ambalos, and I currently lead the PHE Cloud Valley Cloud Native Development Team. And I also have a tech blog, no, at dev.to/Rafael_Jambalos. It's actually a great blogging platform, so I encourage you guys to go and check it out. And I also specialize in DevOps solutions, and I currently hold 4 AWS certifications. So yeah, let's dive into it. No, straight into it. No, so just a quick run through or pass of the serverless concepts, so we don't get lost. No, when we do the
Yeah, I just
walkthrough.
hopped in. I have an ongoing.
Hello, hello. Sorry, uh,
Hello, yes.
sorry.
Um,
Did I get disconnected?
no, no, it's okay.
Hello.
If you could just share the screen, because are you sharing your screen now?
Yeah. Sorry. I wait.
Yeah, yeah. No rush, no pressure.
Sorry. I thought I shared it already. Thank you. Thank you for the nudge. Yeah. Can you see the screen now? Wait, sorry. Let
Yep,
me share
yep.
another screen. No. Uh-huh. Share screen, and then let's just share screen one. All right. Sorry for that.
Yeah,
Just got a
no
bit excited,
problem.
guys.
Yes, you can go
Thank
ahead and
you.
carry on.
All right. Yeah, naman, you can see the screen, the presentation.
Yep, yep.
All right, perfect. Yeah. Yeah, so my topic is about developing and deployment with serverless framework. So yeah, the agenda, yeah, right? A quick pass of the serverless concepts and terms, then we'll do serverless challenge, and then we'll dive into the code. So a little something about myself. So I lead the cloud native development team, and then I also have a tech blog in dev.to, and I also have 4 AWS certifications specializing in DevOps. No? So yeah, let's dive into it. No, what's serverless? No, And there's a lot of misconceptions on what serverless is nowadays. No, so the most common is because there's less in the word, it means there's no servers. No, so that's not the case. There's actually servers still. No, it just means that you don't have to manage the underlying infrastructure, meaning you don't have to provision, you don't have to worry about security patching. No, you don't have to worry about when the server goes down or gets corrupted. No, what are you going to do? No, so you can worry more about the high level things like what data will I store? No, what's the data security model, etc. And another misconception is that serverless is just Lambda. No, it's not. No, so there's actually a huge ecosystem of serverless services in AWS. No, particularly S3, DynamoDB, SQS. No, these are services that they don't actually require a server to work. No, they just need you to you just need to provision them and then just configure them, and they will run on their own. You don't have to think about the EC2 instances or the servers that is hosting these services. No, so AWS takes care of that for you and has certain SLAs on that. No, so you can just focus on building your features. No, so yeah, let's dive right in. No? So now that we've cleared up what serverless is, no, what's Lambda? So Lambda is a function as a service platform in AWS. No, essentially, you just push your code and dependencies to Lambda. No, so a traditional comparison of Lambda with a traditional like mindset of deploying servers. No, so if I have a PHP application, what I'll usually do is I'll open up or spin up a server, no, an EC2 instance in AWS, and have it run 24/7. No, so if I'm running an e-commerce site, of course, if someone visits at 3 a.m., no, I want to be able to serve that customer still because he may want to buy. No, so I'll have that EC2 function up and running 24/7, and I get charged 24/7. So that's an EC2 instance, or that's the traditional mindset when deploying applications. No, but with Lambda and serverless, we pay as you use. No, meaning, for example, your application is just being used from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. No, and after that, it's barely being used after that. Now, you just pay for every time or every second or millisecond your application is running, and that's it. No, so that's the beauty of Lambda. No, so you just pay for what you use. You don't have to pay. You don't have to keep it up and running 24/7 like EC2. You just put it there, and it will turn on when a customer visits your website. No? So you save a lot of costs with Lambda and serverless. So next is serverless framework. No, so serverless framework is a way to organize Lambda functions and their dependencies. No, actually with serverless framework kasi, it makes deployment easier talaga. No? If you have a Lambda function, you want to code a whole e-commerce website in Lambda or serverless. No, if you do that manually, it will be a very much headache, no, very painful headache to do, because you'd have to set up a lot of services, you'd have to do a lot of cloud formation code or set it up by hand manually. No, so there's a lot of grunt work that you have to do. But with serverless framework, you're free of that grunt work. You'll see later. No, this is actually the bulk of my presentation. You'll see later how serverless framework does it, and siguro the clearest sign how serverless framework makes our lives easier is that in CloudFormation, if you code the basic hello world, it will probably take you around 80 to 100 lines. No? But with serverless framework, that's like around 20 lines. No? So that's how great serverless framework is. No? So we'll be discussing serverless framework, but there's also other tools out there like AWS SAM. Pero yeah, for this presentation, we'll focus on serverless framework. So yeah, so we'll proceed to the second part. No, we'll do the serverless challenge. No, the serverless challenge is actually a way for me to help my friends. No, because I have a lot of friends across the industry. They want to upscale. They want to learn more about serverless. No, and how to develop serverless applications. No, so what I did for them, no, I actually made a blog post or blog series for them. And then what we do is I give them the blog series. Now there's a lot of links and resources inside, and then they do the job for themselves. I just give them a scenario, and then okay, like here's the scenario, you have to do this. Here's some resources and links. Here's some hints. Then let's meet in 2 weeks. Now after 2 weeks, we meet on a Saturday. Maybe spend around 30 minutes, no, listening to each other. I tell them, okay, please present your serverless challenge, no, and then they'll present that, and then I'll tell them, oh, that's not the best practice. Oh, actually, you did that thing great. No, so we learn from each other. And actually, one time I did this. I did this with a bunch of people, no, colleagues in my office. No? So we traded up. They talked about how they did it. No? So we formed a study group, no, on the serverless challenge. No? So that's something you can do as well. No, so yeah, let's dive into the serverless challenge. No, so I'll walk you through it. No, and that's what we will do as a hands-on for this, for this talk. So yeah, a quick scenario, no. Syempre we want to have a story behind it, so we'll imagine it more clearly, no. So you are the only developer of a chain of restaurants, and your boss wants you to create a loyalty card, no, loyalty card application, like not a Bistro Group loyalty card, ganyan. And you need to create an API for that to create loyalty cards and display loyalty cards, no. Basic lang, no. So yeah, so let me walk you through the blog post, no. Tas I'll show you. Sorry. So yeah, yun yung scenario, no? And then we're going to deploy 3 Lambda functions, no? Creating loyalty card and then displaying loyalty cards, no? And then yung rules must be dapat, it's supposed to be written in serverless framework, and your data must persist in DynamoDB. So DynamoDB is another serverless offering of AWS, no? So it's actually a NoSQL database that allows us to store data inside, no? It's like a key value store, but it's more powerful than that. No? So we'll be able to experience to create and work with DynamoDB later on in this talk. And then there's a bunch of hints here, no, if you want to do this on your own. But yeah, that is what we'll go through for this talk, no. All right. So yeah, I've done actually a bunch of exercises for this, no. So in preparation for this talk, no. So what we'll do is we'll create another one, you know. So just so it's brand new and we walk through the whole experience of doing this, no. So let's go up. No, so the first thing that you'll do is you type serverless. Sorry, let's make it larger. Let's type serverless. Yeah. Just put it here. All right. Okay. So type serverless and it will ask you what kind of function that you want. So I want Python and REST API. So for this, I'll put loyalty card application. Yeah. So first, of course, you have to install Node.js and install serverless framework in your website. No? So there's actually links for that in my blog post that I'll be able to share with you. Do you want to log in? No. No. Deploy? No. All right. So here's our application loyalty card. No. So let's just get rid of the other samples that I have from earlier first. No. Okay. So this is the project we have, loyalty card. No. So in the beginning, we have a serverless framework that looks like this. No, it's actually deploying a single is supposed to just return status code 200 and then your function successfully executed. No? So yeah, for this exercise, we are actually going to deploy two Lambda functions, no, the create card and the get card. No, so for the create card, let's do the function code. No, so I'll just copy paste that code from the exercise I did earlier by myself. No, so you will be able to see it in action. No, siguro ano muna, yeah, let's copy paste that code. But yeah, before we copy paste that code, no, I'll just create this. Let's just deploy first. No, let's just see how this works in action, so you'll be able to appreciate. No, let's take it one baby step at a time. No, because this can be quite overwhelming if you try to go all the way, all at once. No, so let's try this. Okay, so we have 2 endpoints: create loyalty card and get loyalty card, and it's just returning this service. Hi, get all loyalty card. So that's what we're going to see later on when we put it in our browser, no. And then let's copy paste the serverless.yaml, no. Copy paste. No. Forgive me if there's a bit of delays later because this is a live demo. In live demos, there's actually always something that goes wrong. So yeah. Right, so let's create loyalty card and get all loyalty cards. No, so what it does, it's this is the serverless.yaml. No, so this is the basis file. No, this is like the first file that this is like a specification file that serverless framework looks at to generate CloudFormation code and then deploy your application. No, that's essentially what it does. So what do we need to do? Okay, so we have a file right here, no? In this same folder, let's go to this. We have a handler file, no? And then we create, when we refer to the function create loyalty card, which is here, no? And get all loyalty card, which is here. So let's deploy a post and a get endpoint. No? So you just to deploy, you just type serverless deploy. All right. Okay, that's a common mistake. So let's just go into the folder, right? We have to cd into the folder that we just created. No, and this one, let's just change it to loyalty live demo because it's a live demo. All right, then let's type serverless deploy. So it will deploy our Lambda functions, no, and we'll be able to see our deployment in our browser, no. So how it works, no? So we have this diagram, no. So we can we'll use Postman later on, but we'll use Google Chrome now. And then there's an API gateway, no. So the endpoint is actually an API gateway, and the API gateway forwards or proxies our request to a Lambda function, and the Lambda function does the magic or does the logic, no. And you fetch the data from Lambda, and you fetch the data from the DynamoDB table, and it returns, no. So how that looks, no, yung wait, this one, no, this is how that it looks, you know, when we deploy it, no. So okay, let's actually, it takes a while, no, but this is how it looks after you deploy it. You'll see, okay, go serverless, like hello world, no. So later on, in the handler.py, there's actually this, you get all loyalty card, and you'll be able to see it here. No. So yeah, let's wait for that. No, while waiting for that, we'll put in the DynamoDB, no, the DynamoDB code naman. So let's just put this here, the DynamoDB code, right? We have the DynamoDB code here. So actually, this is code that I have. I just copy paste this, no, but this is just a way to insert entries into DynamoDB and read everything that we have from DynamoDB. No, there's two things. No, so for that, let's just copy paste the code from handler.py. No, like the whole thing. So okay, let's do that. So let's just explain the code a bit. No, for the create loyalty card, now what we do is we get the name and email from the request. Now this is a post request, so it contains the name and the email, and then we auto generate a card number. No, and then we insert to DynamoDB. Then that's it. No, that's how simple it is. No, yung demo natin. And then for get all loyalty cards, we just get everything, like get everything and then return it. No, so yeah, that's going to be our deployment. No, so and the DynamoDB, ito lang yung yung code niya for both of three communicating with DynamoDB. So I leave this up to you to read it out. No, pero yung handler file is the one with the logic. So ito yung kanina we deploy natin. Let's see if we have the hello world, no? Okay, yun, no? Hi get all loyalty card, no? So we were able to display yung hi get all loyalty card kanina, no? So yeah, let's proceed with the next deployment, no, which is yung with DynamoDB, no? So the first step actually before we do the code is to provision the DynamoDB itself, no? So the beauty of serverless.yaml or serverless framework is that there's actually, this is like syntactic sugar for CloudFormation, Actually, this code is translated to an actual CloudFormation code, no? But then if it's not supported in serverless framework, you can copy paste, you can actually code in CloudFormation directly, no, and just put that in the section called resources, and it will provision the resource for you, no. So yeah, so this is a typical CloudFormation code for deploying DynamoDB tables, no. We define a primary key called card number, and then we define certain configuration like billing and table name. So table name is very important. So table name is actually, we get that from the environment variables that we will define here. Environment variables, no? Tapos loyalty live demo, no? So yeah, for that, so we now have the Lambda function, we now have the DynamoDB code, and we now have the DynamoDB gateway, Then handlers is now updated to do read and writes from DynamoDB. So we're ready, almost ready. So what we do is we install both the three first. This is gonna be quick lang. All right. Okay. So now we deploy our code. So let's deploy our code. Okay. So wait, medyo matagal yan. So what I'll do is I'll just put in a certain hack. What I do kasi is wait, ito. Sorry, ang dami, no? Ito yung hack. No? So our deployment will be smaller, no? Kasi we don't want to deploy the whole repo so far, no, or the whole folder so far. So what we put in is this, yung package, no. So okay. Okay na yan. So yeah, let's deploy. So mas maliit yung deployment package niyan, so it's around siguro few kilobytes lang. Just deploying the code, no. So yeah, let's just wait a bit, no. Okay. You know, 3.9. If we didn't put this, it will be like 19 MB. So we don't want that, no. Kasi sinasama niya yung vent, itong virtual environment niya. So yeah. So yeah, after we demo this, no, we'll summarize lang, then we'll wrap up, no. So we'll just have to wait for this, no. So 5 minutes remaining for this. No, it's we're actually on the end game. So what it actually does, no, siguro while waiting for that, I'll walk you through na lang din, no. It's actually a CloudFormation deployment. So if you look at it here, no, it's a CloudFormation deployment. Loyalty. Let's just search. I know I'm in the wrong region. That's a common mistake, guys. So you just make sure you select the right region. Alright, ayun yung loyalty live demo that we created 610, no? So yeah, ito yung ina-update. Update complete. Alright, so yeah, we can now create loyalty cards, no? Let's use this. Loyalty cards. Okay, so may internal server error, so that's okay. That's natural. So don't panic. So pag ganun, you visit the log groups, no? You go to CloudWatch, you type CloudWatch here, no, and then go to CloudWatch, then go to log groups here, no, and then then yung search niyo yung I think yung stack name natin, no, loyalty live demo, no. So search that and then create loyalty. So we're missing client batch right item access denied, no, access denied tayo. So we're probably missing permissions, no. So that's a very common mistake dito, no. So sorry for that. I forgot to add that part, no. So let's add it in serverless.yaml, no, and then put in DynamoDB here. So let's do serverless deploy again. So yung what this does, no, kasi si Lambda function has something called an execution role, no. So an execution role is the kinds of permission and access that you give Lambda during its run or while it's running, no. So that's the IAM role statements that we have here, no. So we're just updating that so it can access DynamoDB, no. So yun lang yung additional change natin. So hopefully that would be fast. Okay. Sorry. Medyo maano to pala. Yeah, so it takes a bit to deploy, no? It takes a few, around a minute to deploy. So while doing that, no, I'll show you another technique, no, to actually test this locally, no. Kasi we don't want to keep deploying, no? So we're waiting a lot, no. You don't want to wait a lot. So how you do it is you do serverless invoke, no. So or serverless invoke local, what it does is it emulates a Lambda function inside your computer and runs it there, no. Syempre we have to put in the max folder. inside loyalty card. Just move that there, move, and then no module name Boto 3. So we have to do source. All right. So yun, sinulat niya na, right? He wrote it in DynamoDB, and then we'll be able to see it. No. Natin. In DynamoDB. Yeah, we'll be able to see it in DynamoDB. So let's just search for the name, no. Pag ganito kasi maraming you have to search for the serverless.yaml, tas loyalty live demo yung pangalan. This one. No, so we created a loyalty card already. No? So yeah, but we want to be able to do that via Postman, yung deploy natin. No? So this is just a way to test locally, pero another way is to deploy. No? So we already deployed. No? Ayun. So it already deployed. So we must have already 2 cards in our Yes, okay, may 2 cards na tayo. And then finally, let's just try out the Let's just try out the display all loyalty cards. So yeah, it displays everything, no? 2 loyalty cards so far, no? So yeah, we were able to just a summary, no? So we were able to create 2 endpoints, a 2 endpoint API service using Lambda and DynamoDB. So I'll upload this in GitHub, and I'll also comment it in the serverless challenge, no? So if you notice in the diagram, we actually have one more, no? We have one more get card, no? You want to get a specific loyalty card. Pero I leave that to you as an exercise because we're running out of time, no? So yeah, actually, it's what I showed you. It's barely scratching the capabilities and capabilities of Lambda and serverless and DynamoDB, no. So there's so much more to this, no. So if you want to explore this, you can explore the documentation, of course, and also explore the serverless challenge. There's actually 3 challenges so far, and there's also a complementary Vue.js challenge that I've created, no, to connect this to have a UI for this naman. So yeah, that's one way to learn serverless framework then. And if you want, you can also contact me in my LinkedIn or dev.to if you need any help on this, no, and we can I can help you out via chat. Yeah. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching the demo on developing and deploying serverless applications. So I hope you learned a lot, and if you have any questions about this talk or you want to talk about serverless in general, you can reach out to me at rafael.jambalos@gmail.com. You can reach me in LinkedIn, in dev.to, and in GitHub. So you can just go to my blog, and this talk has an accompanying blog post series, and you can check it out. So yeah, thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you so much, Rafael, for showing that this amazing, really project of using AWS technology. Hopefully, our participants have been able to get a gist. How does it look like? How they're going to run their codes? What are the potentials of AWS technology? And thank you so much, Rafael, and hope we're going to see you soon again.
Thank you. Thank you for the
Definitely.
opportunity. Have a
Thank
great
you
day,
so
guys.
much.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
And then let's have another demo project actually with our next speaker, George Gonzalez. So it doesn't
Yes.
stop there.
Yeah, George Gonzalez is a solutions architect in an IT company in the Philippines, a certified AWS solutions architect, and a resident ulap.org mentor. Let's have now on stage, George. All right. Hello, George.
Hello, good afternoon.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you
Yes,
hear me?
I can hear you.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Nice. It's nice to be here. Just a little bit nervous. It's my first time to do this kind of talks, but let's see.
Yeah, we're also excited. Nervousness is part, but once you started talking about it, you're going to regain your confidence. And I know the participants here and the audience are very excited to learn more some demo projects about AWS technology.
Okay.
Yes, we're looking
Sige.
forward to it. Go ahead.
Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is George. So, they introduced me as a solutions architect. That's my role. But I have been on a telco company for the past 8 years. So this is my 9th year in IT industry, and I have a lot of experience in a data center environment, most likely in terms of virtualization, basically networking and storage. So basically how to make a cloud. But recently I was exposed to the subscription based clouds like AWS, and right now this is one of my specialty in my work right now. So while there's many services on the AWS, I would like to focus on one technology. It's called the Elastic Container Services. So uh, basically, you would ask me why would I want to discuss this containerization. Basically, if you know that the containerization is not really a new technology, this technology has been for some time, and I think um, there's a lot of debate right now between containerization, the serverless, and the plain old virtualization. But on my opinion, as a solutions architect, it depends on what would you be using this kind of technologies. There's a specific use case that we will be considering using virtual machines, the serverless, and the containers. Recently, I have a lot of projects that would make sense if I use a container rather than a virtual machine, maybe to save cost, maybe to be able to do a rapid expansion. There's a lot of considerations when designing an environment. But thankfully, AWS has provided us tools so we could choose whatever we need. If we need virtualization, there's EC2. If we need serverless functions, there's Lambda. And one of my favorites also, the ECS for the container-based services. So let's define the case ECS a little bit. So AWS is a fully managed containerized orchestration service that has easily deploy, manage, and scale containerized application. So the question is, if is ECS is the only way to manage the container in the cloud? The answer is no. Because basically you could have any other cloud providers. There's Google, there's Alibaba, there's Microsoft Azure, and you can install that and install a Docker. Well, for those who know the Docker is a platform for containers, and you can manage your own Docker system if you know the commands, of course. But with what I like this with the ECS is AWS has provided us an easy to manage tool to help us to manage the Docker on the virtual machine. So basically, it's making us more you can able to visualize each containers. So every container that we deploy, there's a separate instance. Actually for me as a technology enthusiast and a tech guy, I could easily write a command in the CLI, but I was only the one who is understanding it. But with the ECS, which I will demo it later, you would see all the containers that has been deployed and what they are used. Okay? So yes, it's heavy reliance on Docker. But then again, Docker is one of the main platforms for containerization. So let's see. For the ECS, there's a big stack for the technology of the ECS. There's Fargate, there's EC2, and there's actually ECS. And where this comes from the Amazon website, but we will be just discussing or demoing to you right now is the EC2 part. Okay, okay. I'm saying two different technologies, EC2 and ECS. No, let's just differentiate the two. So EC2 versus ECS. EC2 is elastic compute for the Amazon. There are the virtual machines on the cloud for the Amazon Web Service. Actually, there's Lightsail, but actually it's the same with the EC2. Basically, all the virtual machines that you're running on your services must be running on an EC2. So it's a virtualization, virtual machine access. You could SSH those. And for some Windows machine, they give you the remote desktop connectivity for that. The image is on the VM level. Basically, when you back up your image, you're essentially copying the whole machine. So all the data within that is copied and then stored. The AMI, or this is the image for the Amazon, is for the Amazon only. If you have an AMI, you can transfer it cross that's the term, cross locations. If you have data center in Singapore, you could share it with another ano tawag that availability zones. But then again, you can't pull that out on Amazon. It's on Amazon only. For the ECS, so the name differentiation of virtualization and containerization is the Docker. It's basically a container, which is hindi na it doesn't have all the necessary kernels to run the, for example, an HTTP or Nginx server. That's just a web server. You don't need the other kernels of the, for example, Linux or for example, Windows, just to run that. So basically, it's a very lightweight equivalent. So virtual machine with Docker. Yes. Actually, just a trivia, ECS can run on top of EC2. Basically, we will provision an EC2 with the call is ECS agent. Then we would manage it by an ECS console. The image is on the container level. So basically, you don't need to copy all everything from the kernels of the operating system. Basically, it's a very lightweight image and it's cross-repository. So one of the best things regarding this is I could build up I have a CI/CD on my own or on another premise. Maybe GitLab, maybe I have a repository in Docker Hub. I could pull those images and run it on ECS. We just click. Okay. Before I demo, I just need to but this is I know this is basic for all the IT guys, the three-tier web application. Basically, the client tier, which is the front end, which we see all the colors or the buttons, all the basically the what the user sees. And the logic behind that is the application server or server, which is this is the application logic. Basically, here's we define the business roles. Here we define the everything that your application needs to run to. And of course, the database tier, this is where the user is stored. Basically, this is just a basic three-tier web application. I will not expound this. So we could have the demo right away. So basically, I have created earlier prior this demo cluster for me. I name it George cluster. So basically, it's an arbitrary, but for the naming conventions, you could, if you're deploying a multiple clusters, then I would suggest that you have a naming convention for this one. But since I'm only deploying one, so I'm accessing as George cluster. So basically, I've said before that this has an EC2 instance. So basically, this one, this is the ECS instance. If I check it with the EC2, this is the ECS instance, but it's running on a virtual machine. So basically, ECS is on top of the EC2. ECS is managing the EC2. Okay? So right now, here I have 4 services that I have defined here, but there's no running task here. But basically, I want you to share first the task definitions here. So basically, I could define as many tasks as many I want here with its own configurations. Basically, for this demo, I will demo the task for Apache or the HTTPD, for a web service, the Nginx, and the phpMyAdmin. So I assume most of you know what this phpMyAdmin is. So basically, to prepare this, I've already created a database on the Amazon RDS. This is one of the services that has been earlier discussed, but this database is a MySQL. Basically, I'm running this on an free tier, so I don't have to pay anything to learn or to share. But on my company, I don't use this tier because the Amazon provided machines has had limited power, but it's enough to learn, but not enough to run your company needs or your academic needs if you need to have a very scalable environment. So basically, I just run this with T2.micro, the free in free tier. Okay. So basically, I created a MySQL environment here, just on preparation. And let's see my task definitions here. So for example, the PHP my admin. So I have already created this earlier. So the container name is I would pull the PHP my admin latest. Where did I pull this? It's on the Docker Hub. So guys, Docker Hub is not just for the ECS. If you have a Docker installed in your computers, you could pull this kind of images. So HP my admin, I can pull this one with the, so this is the command for Docker if you want to pull this one. And I would pull the PHP my admin latest tag. Latest, okay? So it means I would pull 169 MB in my, so basically, I would pull the PHP my admin latest, then run it. I have configured the PMAOs, which is the RDS that I have created earlier. So basically, what I'm doing this is I'm mapping this one, PHP my admin, to a host port of 8081. So meaning, this container has port 80, but the external port is port 8081. So basically, if this is the services that would be running, you could access this in your browser. Basically, it would not run because I haven't run it yet. So basically, this is the settings. Now, how time would me or how effort for me to run the services? Uh, the answer is just a couple of clicks. So when with I run the service page by my admin, all I need to do is update is desired count to 1 because it has no container running. So I'm making it run 1 services. So basically, I already run that. And for the task, it's pending. Basically, it's pulling the images of the latest PHP my admin on the Docker Hub, then configuring it, then running it later. So on a couple of, well, in a couple of minutes or just less than a minute, it's the status is running. Now, if I access the database, the PHP my admin, it's already now available. Imagine on how scalable this one and how fast can you spawn applications on the cloud just by clicking them. And I can spawn a multiple instance of this PHP my admin whenever I like because it's a container around 130 MB. I could pull this for another cloud or I pull this to another Amazon AWS account. Then I spawn it up. So basically, I pre-configured this one. So it's a basic MySQL service, but I'm pulling the PHP my admin on a separate instance. So the instance for the database is on separate for the PHP my admin. This one is running on my EC2. So basically right now there's a 783 more available. I can spawn another one. Okay? So I would like to spawn another for the Nginx. So for the Nginx, I configured it to use port 8080. Okay? So again, that's a couple of clicks. Nginx. So this is the this is what is if it is not yet running. So this site can't be reached. But when I update this and set the number of tasks to 1, skip to review, update service, then basically within a matter of minutes or maybe seconds, the Nginx will now be provisioned. Okay, task. Let's see. There's a little bit of delay. So that's now pending. So basically, same thing with that. I pulled the latest of Nginx on the Docker Hub. Of course, if you have an application that's on your private repository or in the Amazon ECR, which is the repository for Amazon's images, you can pull that. You just need to reconfigure the task. But for the simplicity of the demo, I need just to configure this as straightforward as possible. So basically, it's now running, I think. Yeah. Then when I refresh this one, welcome to Nginx. So this is the basic web when you start an Nginx server. So basically, for the tier application, I spawn the database connector and I spawn the application server on 2 clicks, running on a single server. Well, basically, the server is running on a free tier, so I don't have to pay anything. And did I forget to mention that ECS is completely free? The amount that you will be needing to pay the ECS is the underlying resources. So whatever you produce on your load balancer for your security, for security, for the security group, for the the EC2, the RDS, that's underlying the ECS, but ECS is free. Okay? So if I would need to spawn another one, last one, I would spawn another one. But this time, it's the Apache or the favorite Apache. So if you're using the SAMP, XAMPP, this is the web equivalent of that. All I need to do is run 1 or 2 service. So for this time, I would run 2, but basically, it's just the same. No, just round 1. Okay. Then after running the server, I think I configured it for port 8082. Yeah, it's running from port 8082. Okay, so basically we have demonstrated the capability of the clusters on the ECS. So there's a similar this one on the serverless architecture called the Fargate. So basically you could do an Fargate, basically not based on EC2 but based on the serverless architecture. So basically, serverless is gaining recognition right now, and it's very useful for some use cases. But then again, as an architect, I would recommend that for your use case, you must plan it carefully, not just the technology itself, but you must plan the cost, the ease of deployment, and of course, if you're creating this for a client, their ease of use. Okay. For that, I don't think I have a demo for you. This is just a very simple demo. Just a note lang before. There's a lot of companies that's using that's using AWS in as a provider such as Netflix, Airbnb. Actually, when I'm learning this AWS, Airbnb is actually they quoted this. They are running a 5-person DevOps on their system because they're running everything on AWS. Imagine that they're servicing this worldwide and they have a 5-person DevOps for this one. And for AWS, for the Netflix, there's actually you could check their website for the use cases for this one. And actually, Netflix is running almost everything on AWS. And actually, there's a bot on Netflix that there's setting random triggering or killing random instances to make sure that the Netflix is very high available and very scalable. And when you access the Netflix, sometimes it's much faster than Facebook because of these kinds of technology. Okay. I think I would end my presentation to that. If you want to communicate with me, or you can email me with your questions or clarifications. If you want to be mentored or if you want to be discuss some architectures to me, feel free to ask for my contacts. For that, I think I'm. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, George, for taking the time to share with us and how to use Elastic Container Service. It is very much in stark contrast with our previous demo project, which was using serverless, and you are now demonstrating containerization. So thank you so much for joining us again. And I can have Vandolph like take the lead with moving us over to our panel discussion.
All right. Yeah. Thank you so much, George, for that demo. Okay. Let's now have our panel discussion, and we will be joined by different speakers so that they can share also their perspectives and insights about AWS, technology, and career path and future opportunities.
Uh-huh. And we will be joined by our previous speaker, Richard, and also other guest, Dion, who is a technologist for more than 10 years. He is a web application developer, a database administrator, and project manager in a wide variety of business applications. He also uses AWS cloud computing solution at his work.
Okay, another guest is from the academe, Orlan Tobola, the Director for Institute for Strategic Foresight and Innovation at PUP Manila, and ulap.org Academic Advisor. He likes reading, walking, and soliloquizing.
Yeah. All right. So thank you so much to our guests and speakers for taking the time to join us for our event this afternoon. Yes, there they are. They're going here.
Dion, Sir Orlan, yeah, welcome back, Richard. Yes.
Hello again.
Hi
Hi.
everyone.
So, yeah, this is just a very quick, panel discussion, just to have your insights. Yeah, my first question is for Dion and Richard. Yeah, how did you break into your career in cloud computing? Just a short backgrounder. Let's start with Dion.
Yeah, well, actually, I've mostly been a developer, and I think I could say that my earliest introduction to AWS would probably be at my company. We were developing a software, an application, a web application, and then as we were a small team, relatively small team in the beginning, and then we've came to a point wherein the software was very successful, and we have our infrastructure being done by an external company, and our team grew so fast after a few months, and we had it has been a discussion in our team um, to take a bit more of the control on the infrastructure, and that's where we came in, and we are always working on a single repository where our infrastructure is basically in code. I think the guys are very much familiar with that. We are running Terraform and CloudFormation and Packer to build our AMIs. And since I have been doing ops on the side, I was heavily, the day-to-day stuff. I've been introduced to Amazon operations, and then eventually it just makes sense that to dive in. And then my manager was, we needed someone in the team who has already had an experience with AWS. So we kind of did immerse with our vendor for our infrastructure, and kind of like gave us in depth into it. And then eventually I've been into doing architectures and stuff like that. So it was really good for our team, because it was we were lacking that control when we needed to push things and we needed to change infrastructures. For example, we needed to upgrade some of our versions of what, for example, what PHP or other services that we are using to a more up to date and more secure and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that was but prior to that, I was already involved with doing some stuff with other providers such as DigitalOcean and the Google Cloud. I think that's at least for me on how I got introduced to in a more in-depth operations on AWS.
All right. Thank you so much, Dian.
Yeah.
How about you, Richard?
Yeah.
What's your story breaking into the cloud career
Yeah.
company?
Yeah, okay. So, just for a background, I'm a sysad with my background is sysad. Then I shifted to a DBA role. So when I got exposed to AWS, it was really challenging because they don't want to trust someone who just meddles with the databases, which is also easy to go out and provision EC2. Okay, even though I want to learn, they won't give that opportunity to a DBA because beyond the responsibilities and roles. So with the challenge, I pursued certification. I pursued studying on top of the current projects, current working hours, just to get because AWS cloud or the cloud in general is a different paradigm. It's a different mindset. It's really different. So you need to learn and unlearn a lot of things, especially if you came from a DPA perspective or you came from a on-prem perspective. So it's really challenging. But the journey, the learning, brought me to certain habits, to certain learning habits that brought me to where I am right now. So with that, I got an opportunity as a DevOps, and then shifted back to DBA, but this time for the cloud. So it's really a fun journey, but a challenging one nevertheless.
Wow, interesting background. Yeah, it's really a challenge. It's really the essential skills here is, the ability to learn and adapt so quickly. And if you're really motivated to learn, you're really going to where you are right now, right? Thank you so much, Richard and Dion. Lisa?
Definitely. I relate to what Richard said about having in this tech field, you have to constantly learn and unlearn things because innovation is moving at a very fast pace in our industry. But how about for Orland? He disappeared for a while, but welcome back. I just wanted to ask you, in the context of academia, how has the evolution of cloud computing and in-house training that these cloud service providers are delivering affect the curriculum? And what changes have you implemented in the curriculum side to be on equal level with these changes on the cloud?
Before I discuss about the changes in the curriculum, I would just like to state the fact that a month or a few months ago, the Commission on Higher Education actually stated that flexible learning is the new norm, and there's no going back to the classical form of learning, wherein it doesn't mean that we will not be doing face-to-face anymore. It just mean that we also consider online learning as an alternative, and that will become the norm. And that is the rationale of different universities around the Philippines actually funding projects that would empower them to do flexible learning. In fact, in our school, we have learning management system. The plan is to host it in the cloud as well, and I think the CHED and our university is funding it, so as we could do that. So we are also adapting to the changes in the technology. But in terms of curriculum, we cannot change curriculum because as fast as we wanted to, because by standard we change curriculum every 4 years or 5 years, and that's the rationale of us not being able to change it abruptly. What we did in the university or in the academy is with the the adaptation that the adaptation that we did is on the job training, wherein
Mhm.
um, we especially in engineering we're having a hard time looking for companies that are actually facilitating on the job training online. Therefore, what we did in the university is to consider online certificates such as certification in cloud computing, equivalent to an on the job OJT. So that those are the changes that we are or that universities in the academy are doing to adapt to the changes in technology and the changes in the systems of learning in the Philippines at times of pandemic.
Wow, it's very interesting to learn that the education sector is also really trying hard to catch up with the pace of our innovation and technology. But yeah, it's so great to hear that you guys in the education sector are taking this time to also put the online classes live and helping the students gain more skills on the cloud with OJT.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really very essential, I guess. Thank you, Sir
Mhm.
Orlando, with that one. Before they've been seeing it as a competition between the certification program, but I guess the landscape has already been changing. That these certification programs are already complementing with the existing curriculum,
Mhm.
thanks to
Yeah.
the open-mindedness of the universities. For persons like in the academia trying to push hard really with this one, working together with the industries, with the professionals in this aspect. Yes. Sir Orlando?
Yeah, I would just like to emphasize the fact that it's not because the academe is good in adapting to technology, but because of the fact that because of the situation we don't have the choice but to adopt to what
Uh,
is happening and to the technological advances.
yeah,
Yeah.
you have been cornered to adapt to it at this during this pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Sir Orlan, you have also a question to them.
Mm, uh, at this moment, wala pa.
Ah, wala. Okay. I have one question also. Okay. For the two and also present Sir Orlan also, why there's a need to upskill right now, especially right now that has been changing so much, and the job market has been affected with the automation, been affected by the pandemic. Why there's a need to upskill for early career professionals who are looking forward to change job, or for students who are on that learning something but they want to learn new skills? Why do you think there's a need for that one? Let's go with Sir Richard.
Yeah, upskilling is really a must right now with the fast pace of technology innovation that, for example, AWS provides and other cloud vendors. So it's really a must, even for those who are already stable with their career path. So before you need to, when you're in IT, maybe Microsoft Windows it's a must in your career. But now cloud is a must. It's a great equalizer. So you need to learn it. So let's say you have a 2 year experience on the cloud compared to someone who has 10 to 20 years experience in the industry without the cloud. It's a great equalizer because companies will go to someone who has 2 years experience on the cloud compared to someone who has 20 years without that cloud experience in a very cheaper rate. So it's very important to upskill and adapt with the coming technology and the existing technologies.
All right. Thanks, Richard. How about you, Chris? Any perspective about
Ah,
upskilling? I know
yeah.
it's very related to you, this one.
Yeah, it's a bit related to me. So I'm actually pretty new in the cloud technology scene. I just learned AWS last year and got certified this year. It's definitely helpful to upskill right now since the way that cloud has evolved throughout the years, it has actually offered a lot more jobs for the coming years. So, like Richard mentioned, it's a requirement now. So, I believe to know cloud since a lot of businesses and as we can see, a lot of startups now can't really put out a lot of capital. So, that's where the and that advantage of cloud comes in, where you don't actually need to have a lot of money to start your business. You just need to learn how to spin up services, I guess, on AWS and then be global, and then you can launch already and get your audience. So definitely useful to upskill, especially in this area of cloud technology.
All right. Thank you so much, Krisa. So really upskilling is really essential. Lifelong learning, we've always been telling you, and also about developing the growth mindset. And Krisa, you have the last question to be addressed to our panelists.
Yeah. So I guess the last question that I want to ask everyone is what would be your advice to the Filipino youth who wants to pursue career in tech, since that is our main advocacy here in ULAP? So since Richard already answered before, we can have John answer this one.
Yeah. Advice?
Well, I think I can give advice based on the experience I have or how I got into cloud, because I think for me there's the opportunity just presented itself, so it's kind of different. So I think what I would advise, if this is an opportunity that you can see right now, that it's showing you that it's something that you can choose as a path for your future, then it's already a great start. And that's how I get into the industry as well, by just yeah, I just say yes. Okay, we needed someone in the team that needs to be a part of the ops, and then I said yes, and then that's kind of like I just gradually get into to AWS. So I guess yeah, I don't think that it's not easy to get in. So it's just you just need to be into it, and I can see this is already a big opportunity. That's why I'm really interested in joining and being a volunteer here, because this is a very important tool to inspire younger tech guys. So yeah, I think that's for me.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
true.
Yeah. Right.
Since we are missing a lot, sorry, Van, we are missing a lot of awareness for
Yeah.
Filipinos about cloud tech. So joining a community definitely helps, and spreading that knowledge to other people using that community is helpful. Maybe finally, you could also give us your insights, Sir Orlan, since you are in the academe and you are
Yeah.
actively hands-on with students.
Um, I think it is important for students who or the youth who wanted to participate and succeed in the field of engineering and technology to um, to have the value of appreciating hard work and challenges in life. Because at the end of the day, some of the youth nowadays doesn't appreciate if things are getting hard or it's so challenging. But if you are participating or if you wanted to succeed in the field of engineering and tech, whether it is cloud or other technologies, it is important for you to appreciate that, to do things the hard way and to do things that are challenging in order for you to be really good at what you are doing. Because at the end of the day, the field of engineering and technology is rapidly changing. It changes 3 to 5 in every 3 or 5 years. The technology that we are utilizing is different from the technology that we are utilizing now. Therefore, it is important for us to develop the characteristic of being able to upskill and to learn independently. And we cannot do that, or we will not embed it in our system if we don't appreciate hard work and facing challenges. So I think if I will have a message to the youth nowadays, I hope that they would be able to appreciate more things that are hard to do and things that are challenging to do. Yun lang po.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Orlans, Dion, and Richard, and also Krisa for your sharing. It's really a good thing. Hard work, and as Dion said, always say yes and try to figure it out right after. That's how we learn in technology, right? Not every now and then that we know everything, but once we just accepted the challenge and dedicated our hard work, we will just figure it out and learn it along the way. And that's the end of our panel discussion. Thank you so much, everyone,
so
for
much.
joining us. But it's
Thank
not
you.
the end. Yeah. It's not yet the end.
Thank
We
you.
still have another session. The last one, we will be joined by Rafael for a game. Yes, a quick intro about Rafael.
So Rafael is the CTO of Education PH and a community leader at AWS User Group Philippines. And we are very delighted to have him with us. Rafael.
Yes, let's have on stage Rafael. Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Prepared.
Thank you for having me. I am so happy to be here, and generally, like giving all this chance to all our viewers now and also the future viewers as well. Right. So I'll be facilitating a game, a very short game. So if you can please present my screen. So hello everyone to all the viewers right now and also future viewers if you're watching this in YouTube or in Facebook. So we will have a game/raffle. So please answer via the comment section, and we will have 2 raffle times. So one is at the end of August and one at the end of the year 2021. So all you have to do is number your answers 1 to 10. So 1 dot, then your answer, 2 dot answer, 3 dot answer. Obviously, since there's 10 questions, you as an entry, you can have a maximum of 10 raffle entries. No? So the more correct you answer, the more you get points. No? So no need to join via this URL above. So again, just answer via the comment section. Right. So our first question is very easy. It's a giveaway. There is no wrong answer, obviously. So just by answering this question, you are automatically have 1 raffle entry. So if you were to win as our top or in the raffle, which is your prize? I know what prize would you like? Would you like a member shirt? No, an AWS User Group member shirt that has a Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, or any of our AWS User Group logos? Would you rather have an AWS credits so that you can play around with your web console, your CLI, your SDK? Or would you like to have a mug so you can sip and other accessories on your work from home or in your office table? Right? So that's your first question. Our second question, right? So this is really the question that you have to really either research or gut feel. Who is the founder, or who is a founder of AWS? Is it Jeff Bezos, Jeff Barr, Andy Jassy, or Werner Vogels? Okay, so again, do your research, look for it, and then answer in the comment section. Next, we have, what Amazon company in the early 2000s served as a precursor to AWS? So Amazon, the bookstore, tried to do a very early or a beta version or alpha version of AWS. Who did they serve? Is it Amazon.com, Diapers.com, Relentless.com, or Merchant.com? Right. Next question. Okay. As of today, July 2021, right? How many regions are there? Right. So our regions are geographically isolated, locations where we can host all our services. Right? Is it 50, 30, 25, or 15? Next question we have is, which of the following were not included when AWS first launched? Okay, is it EC2, which is our virtual machine? Is it EBS, which is our network attached hard disk? Is it SQS, which is our queuing service? Or was it S3, which is our cloud storage? Oh, somebody actually answered. We don't know if that's correct or not. Again, please answer via the comment section. Next question. Which major websites are hosted on AWS? So you have to pick 3 out of the 4. Is it Netflix? Now, again, if you listen to the previous speaker just a while ago, is it Facebook? Is it Reddit? Or is it Airbnb? Okay, so again, you should have known this answer already based on the previous examples by our speakers, right? And then, next question is, what is the biggest AWS event of the year, or even the biggest tech conference, right? Where previously, in 2019, there were over 70,000 developers in one location, right? That's 70,000. Imagine the logistics and all the conference Wi-Fi nightmare that had to be solved at scale. Is it Reinforce? Is it ReInvent? Is it AWS Summit? Is it AWS Hackdays? Okay. And next, among the following applications or following solutions, which should least be hosted on containers? So if you had to pick one that you wouldn't host in a container, would it be an application server? Would it be a web server? Would it be a database server? Or would it be a video conversion server? So which one would you least use a container? And last question. Again, this one's also a pro bono question. No? Are you currently a member of the AWS user group.ph or its ecosystem? Right? Or maybe this is your or first time hearing. Maybe this is through ulap.org. Are you familiar with our Facebook group? We have a very active Facebook group with currently over 9,000 members. The largest membership, I would say, in the Philippine tech community, and most active too. Meetup group, meetup.com, right? Have you purchased any of the items or the swags in store.awsug.ph? Are you currently subscribed or watching any of the Young CTO YouTube? Or have you previously attended any education.ph Lab event? No? So just double check. Are you currently a member of any of these? Please do comment, please. And that will serve as your answer for your question number 10. Oops, sorry, there was one more question. That was question number 9. Question number 10 is, right now, ML or machine learning is very popular. So which AWS ML service identifies or will identify objects, people, text, scenes, and activities in a video, right? So it will label these things in your video stream or your video itself. Is it comprehend, transcribe, recognition, or lex? All right, so that's basically all 10 questions. And again, I'm just going to go back very quickly on the mechanics. I think I froze. Did I freeze? No. Again, mechanics is via comment section in YouTube or Facebook by end of August 2021 for the first raffle, and then at the end of the year 2021 for your second raffle. All right. Thank you very much. And I hope everyone answers and you enjoyed today's session. Right. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Rafi. I love the claps. But yeah, go ahead and join the raffle game that Rafi has so um, enthusiastically hosted for us. And also, you might get a chance to win any prize of choice. I think that was a t shirt, a mug, or AWS credits. So thank you so
Right.
much, Rafi.
Yeah, and that's a wrap for our second community day event with Amazon Web Services. Hopefully, you
Yep.
get something, Krisa.
Mm-hmm. And you go ahead and tune in next to our upcoming event featuring Alibaba Cloud on August 14, 2021.
All right, and join the Alibaba virtual party on August 4th, 2021, 6:30 p.m. Register in the event that we're going to drop in our comments section below.
Mm-hmm. And we also have other ulap.org events in the pipeline. Um, yes.
Yeah, other ulap.org events that are
Yep.
upcoming, Krisa.
So upcoming for August, I mentioned before Alibaba Cloud, and then for September we have two. That's for Community Day for Microsoft Azure, and then Google Cloud.
Yeah, so much that we're very excited to have you on board with our upcoming events and to know more about ulap.org. But first, we're going to thank our premium sponsors of this event, Alibaba Cloud and BWise.
And also, we would like to thank our event partner for today, AWS and AWS User Group Philippines.
All right, thank you so much for those who participated, and a little bit promotion of the upcoming event that we're going to have, other community days, and we have our partner events that we're going to show soon. Right? Yeah, we're hosting the Youth for the Goal Summit with National Youth Commission, JCI Davao Golf, the OSP Caballeros, and the Junior Chamber International Philippines. It will be on August 12 to 14, 2021. It's open for all youth below 30 years old, but if you are not that on the bracket, but you're still willing to join, we're very excited to have you on board. Check us out at lu.my/join youth for the goals. All right. And Krisa?
You can go ahead and also follow us in our socials. For Facebook, we have ulap.org, LinkedIn, ulap.org, Twitter, ulap.org, Instagram and YouTube, ulap.org. And you may also email us at info@ulap.org. So,
Yes, and to all our speakers, all our guests, and to all members of the ulap.org community, thank you so much. And this has been Vandolph Corpus.
this has been Kriza Bulyasur. And thank you so much for
Yeah, and
joining
hope
us.
to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Stay safe, everyone. Thank you.
Take care.